Hey everybody, we are back working on our turbo Toyota Hilux sleeper. It's a whole new day, and that means all of the paint has had a chance to dry. It's looking absolutely incredible, I would say, Martin.
Looks great. You did an excellent job. Dave's a legend as well. And nice to give it a new release, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What was amazing is that all of this paint here just came off with compressed air. Literally just get a nozzle and blast it and it came off. So I didn't really want to have to do any of the exterior paint, but this here was just falling apart and that looks way better. So that's great. We got a few other little things to do on the cab, but just look at it. Look at the colour of it.
You know what's excellent about this is not having to have it disappear to a paint shop for 6 months.
Yes.
Not that that's any fault of the paint shop, they're just busy places, like being able to do it in one day.
Yeah. And the good thing is again, you are seeing what we do in a day, so it gives you a good understanding of what actually goes on. So anyway, that is all looking pretty good for now. Back here, the chassis, again, because yesterday a bunch of stuff was getting painted, that means this is all dry now. So gearbox mount, that's been moved back, painted. Engine mounts, we spoke about that yesterday. Today, fueling system is happening. Dave has also dropped in so he can have a look at what kind of wiring things we need to kind of do, give us a bit of a plan on that. The sump is just a thing of absolute beauty. So Alan has made this very, very clever. It's been painted, so that's ready. The next thing that's going to happen is the clutch and stuff, which is over here. That there is going to go on. Gearbox can go on. I believe the turbocharger's going on, Martin?
Well, it can, yeah. Once this gets mounted, that's the next thing, is to sort of put everything in place and work out where it's all going to be.
Yep.
That's when Dave can start to map out where wires go. That's when we can start to plumb it up. And in the meantime, the cool thing about having them separate is we can do kind of both those things at once a bit.
Yeah. Marty disappeared yesterday to go and get a bunch of parts for the fueling system.
Some of which I have, some of which are still not.
Some of it we don't have yet, so we've got to try and investigate that. That said, potentially this can go on and the cab can go on. We just leave the back so that you still have access to the tank.
Correct.
I think that's it. So for now, we're going to flip it and throw the gearbox on. Correct?
Clutch, gearbox.
Great. All right, let's do it. It is time to chuck in our clutch. Now we have got a whole kit here that Extreme have sent down, including things like these forks. And if you've got a Subaru, your one's probably bent.
I reconditioned your old one, but now we got a new one before I realised there was a new one here.
So we've got our clutch itself, we've got our clutch cover and Flywheel, and Martin, organic clutch, and should be lovely to drive with.
Correct. Now, because this is out of a ute, like a Hilux, they're made for carrying a ton in the back, and so the clutches are actually pretty good. So we've actually gone for one that's much like a stock one, slightly heavier duty cover, so we've got a bit more clamp force, but we actually are sticking with an organic disc. Why? Because we're not chasing 800 kilowatts. Now, if you were, you're going to have to do something else. You need like twin plates or triple plates or bigger ones. We want to try and keep it as drivable as possible, and this will support 200 and something kilowatts all day long and feel like a stock clutch, which is important for a little light car like that, because I find light cars with big heavy clutches are exceptionally hard to drive.
They're annoying. They seem good on the internet in theory, and then driving them day to day is not great.
Yep.
So we're going to clean all of this up, throw it on, then gearbox can go on, and then Al, am I correct in saying that once that's on there, we can mount the engine and it'll be on there for good?
How good.
So good. We're just minutes away from a finished car,
people. It looks
people.
excellent. I love that it says Toyota and VVT and whatever all on the front of it. It looks so cool, man.
You know my favourite thing about it?
It's a 2J with 4 cylinders.
It's not a Subaru. You know what I mean? No, do you know what I mean? Because you know before when we were saying like, Al, do you like working on Subarus? What did he say, Martin?
Oh, he's a bit sick of working on them, didn't he?
He said more than that.
What did he say?
Well, it's a bit expletive, isn't it?
Yeah, look, he's done enough of them.
Anyway, let's throw this clutch on. As is often the way on this show, this project continues to grow bigger by the day. But our custom sump is now on, and we're able to borrow any specialist tools we need from our mate Sam, who's a mechanic. This is amazing because it means that the build doesn't need to slow down. I can quite honestly say that this Hilux project has excited me way more than I thought it would. And at this point, I'm fully invested in giving the old truck the proper makeover that I think it deserves. As cool as it was, you may remember that when I first bought it off Marketplace, it was a bit of a mess, with oil leaks everywhere, worn out bushes, and in desperate need of some maintenance and repairs. And as is often the way, once we started working on the car, I realised that it was something special and it really deserved more. And well, specifically more power, which is why we're going to the effort to upgrade and replace many of the supporting components, the stuff that's actually broken and the stuff that we need to support our turbo power. Our extreme flywheel needs to be tightened to specific torque settings and then another 90 degrees. Al's tip for this is to mark each bolt at 12 o'clock with a paint pen so you can visually see which ones have been torqued and which ones haven't, and this simple hack has blown my mind. Once that's all done, the actual clutch can go in, which is an extreme outback clutch, a heavy-duty unit specifically designed and engineered for high torque while also offering day-to-day drivability. These clutches are in everything from rally cars to military and armoured vehicles and are specifically built to handle the pressures of outback racing and motorsport. And as far as I'm concerned, that just says Turbo Hilux all over it. And while this is happening, Marty is sorting out how we're going to get fuel from our factory tank down to our mad new engine.
We need to get some high pressure fuel up to that engine bay to feed that mad engine because it was made in this century. Luckily for us, this old tank, which is just meant for feeding a carby, has a flat mounting surface, and that opens up lots of options for putting aftermarket drop-in fuel hangers. So we can drill a massive hole here. Thanks, man. We can drill a massive hole right here. Oh, what'd you get?
It's like muesli and Nutella and acai and stuff.
After I finish talking about fuel system, I'm going to smash the rest of that. We're going to drill a big hole here using a hole saw. It drills out that, and then we basically mark the little ones. This goes in and underneath, which is what that cutout's for. It goes in and underneath into the tank. Then you put the gasket on top, then you put the fuel hanger through, put a fuel pump on it, then you've got high pressure fuel up to the front, and you can use it for a return as well. Not a bad way to recycle the old tank. Yes, you could put a custom tank. Yes, you can rip it all apart and fabricate something, but pretty simple for what we're going for. Just a couple of tools required, and this tool.
Our new engine and ethanol via EFI means we need more fuel pressure than what the old carby system needed. We're talking 45 to 50 psi instead of 5. So that means new pump, new lines and a return system. Luckily, all of that can be accommodated with the existing factory tank, which on further inspection appears to be in excellent condition.
So normally it just sucks from the front of the engine through there, right? Is there a pump? On the engine. Yeah. So it's sucking from the engine all the way through all these hoses, all the way there to suck it up. But we're going to now suck it at the bottom of the pump and send it up at like 45 psi that way. Smell old?
Smells like water and fuel.
Because I clean the tank. Always clean the tank out before you do anything like this. Hose it, clean it, wash it, do what you got to do, get rid of all the gases.
Have you got any tips for this point of the game, Al, when people are doing this? Because this can be quite a tricky and sometimes frustrating part of the process of making this go.
Okay, how about putting it into fourth gear? Or even third, so you can turn that shaft.
Yep.
So that's turning the input shaft now. That allows it to turn around and, click into the spline.
Seat itself. Okay.
So it's a lot easier nowadays because they provide you with that little plastic guide, so everything's, we used to have to do it by eye.
Yeah, okay.
Or it's completely by eye, so it was possibly frustrating.
Yeah.
Make sure that your gaps around here, so you got two blokes, sort of you look at either side and go, yep, it's got to be straight.
Yep. And then have a bolt ready to stick in there?
And then it just does it.
How good is it when it does just donk?
It didn't make a donk noise in a satisfying way, but it is in. With our new clutch installed and the gearbox attached to the engine, we've arrived at a very exciting part of this conversion because the engine is going into the car for the final time. And by car, I mean this chassis. This Hilux heart transplant is actually happening. As a quick side quest, we get around 10,000 messages, emails and comments every week, so I decided to read one of them for you. I don't like when people change all engines. If Toyota wanted that engine in the car, they would have put it in there from the factory. They know the best engine for the car and they know more than you. Thank you for the comment, though I'd like to point out that this car came out in the late 1970s and the engine that we're installing came out 25 years later. So unless Toyota got their hands on a freaking time machine, I reckon the reason they didn't install this engine was because it wouldn't be invented for another quarter of a century. Anyway, back to the fuel system.
This is the top of the hanger plate. This screws into there, like so. Then we'll grab our fuel pump. Don't use your teeth. I mean, I could have just got some scissors or a knife, but I mean, I didn't, because I guess you've got portable ones that are in your face. They probably cost more than a pair of scissors to keep nice. Anyway, that goes in there like that. Then we have some height adjustment with the pump. We can go as low as that, but ideally it's going to be sitting there somewhere. Then we're going to use this hose, and in-tank hose is really good because it can be ethanol proof and all that sort of thing, and it's hard hose. Goes on there, goes on there. Wire the positive and negative to there, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is test the depth to try and make sure I've got the pump sitting just at the bottom with its little filter basket in the right spot, which looks like it's going to be about that. We can use a tape measure to confirm.
The fuel system capability is particularly important when running ethanol. While it burns cleaner and allows more power, particularly in boosted applications with an equivalent octane rating of 105, it also contains less energy per litre than 98, so you'll burn around 30% more compared to normal petrol. So higher capacity pumps like this and higher rated injectors are a really important step in achieving an ethanol-ready engine like this one in our Hilux. Now, this is the point of the video that I was going to tell you that the turbocharger was on. But in fact, only part of it is on, just the exhaust housing. Alan, why is it so?
Well, these T25 housings since the dawn of time have been incredibly difficult to bolt on. And as these housings get more complicated with things like this shape, you just can't get at the bolts very easily. So the beauty of these later model turbos is they're using a V-band to hold the core to the housing instead of bolts. So it's quite practical to just bolt that housing on where you've got good access to all the bolts.
Yep.
And then just feed the rest of the turbo in like this afterwards. Clamp your V-band on and off you go. So it's just making it a bit easier with the modern technology.
When this is actually on for realsies, which way will this be oriented?
Probably down over here.
So as in pointing down here?
About there, I think.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. But I don't think we'll put it on until we put the body back on because there's things here.
Yeah, okay.
We don't actually know how close they are.
So I guess once we get the cab on, which I guess is soon then, because once that's on, we can start looking at also running piping,
Yes.
battery, front mount,
Put the
radiator,
front
all that
mount on.
stuff.
Yep, all that stuff. Plenty more to do.
That's so good. Is that a now thing? Like, is this really happening?
Getting that pretty close. Yeah, we're just doing some fuel stuff behind here, and we might run some fuel lines while the body's off.
Yeah, nice.
Click that in.
Oh, good one, Martin.
Satisfaction.
Look at that go. Martin, out of 10, just as a show of fingers,
that.
how excited are you right now out of 10? 5, 7, 8. You're 8.
This is mad.
Dude, well done. Have you actually checked to see if it fits? Or is this it? It's actually happening. Is it too long? Is it going to bottom out? Well done, Martin. Do you remember when we've been playing this game before and it hasn't quite fit in the bottom and then we've had massive fueling issues because the bottom's actually been sealing it? That sucked.
Done.
We should put some more bolts in though.
Yeah, okay.
That's great. Al, what's your excitement level out of 10 right now?
It's incredible. Can't even... No words.
Can't even put a number on it. I'm at 9 point something, I reckon.
That's high.
With a successful test fitting of the fuel pump, now it can be installed for good so the adapter plate can go on the inside of the tank and the whole thing bolted down. And with the engine now in position, it means that we can get a number of important measurements, primarily the length that we're going to need for our custom tail shaft, going from the back of our new gearbox all the way back to our existing diff. I'm writing up all the measurements on the existing tail shaft and I'm going to send the whole unit to the shop so they can make sure the new one is going to fit perfectly. It is time. The chassis is going back underneath. Look at this. It looks factory, except even better because the engine mounts are welded on properly. So it might take a little bit of fendoogling to actually get this to line up now. There's only 6 bolts that are holding this on, so just checking that all of the different mounts are in place, which they are. And I think we can start coming down now and see if we can get it to line up. Al, are we doing this?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Coming down. Just need to watch the that steering there on the turbo because it's looking a little tight. If you have a look inside, you'll see it's looking a little bit tight where the turbo is sitting on that engine. So just got to keep a close eye on that.
We're slowly lowering the cab down over the chassis and the engine while keeping an eye on everything to make sure that nothing hits. This is a really important moment because we haven't actually measured up anything in relation to the cab itself. Luckily, because of the way we've done this conversion, we can adjust the cab by hand by lifting it up off the hoist arms. That's going to help line up all of the mounting points. And with many hands and some communal deadlifts, we are on, and the engine looks absolutely marvellous. That red popping against the vintage white backdrop of the newly painted engine bay is a thing of absolute beauty. So now we can get to actually attaching the cab to the chassis.
If I stick that up, can you actually feel the tip?
Wait. Ooh.
Has it come through?
Hang on. Go out.
Yeah.
No, back. In. Slowly. That's too hard. Go slow.
Yeah.
No. Yep. Now I can feel the tip.
Yeah, okay. So
Wait.
Which way?
Hang on. If I push back on the tip, hold it. If I push back on the tip.
Yeah, I can feel you.
Okay,
I can feel you pushing back against me, but because this big rubber plug is here,
Yeah.
I can't actually see where your hole is.
Which hole is it? Is it the front one or the?
Oh, it just went in my eye.
Oh no! Is it the front hole or is there another one at the back?
No, I need that hole because I need to stick that up from underneath.
Yeah. Well, does it have a? It's got the big rubber over it already, right?
Yeah, but can you? If I stick it all the way in, can you feel it or not?
I can see it now that I'm bending back.
No, but can you feel it?
I can with the tip.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
only the
then.
tip. So now you should be able to jam that.
So now can you feel that?
Oh, it's not quite lined up.
Well, then you need to start pumping it with your hands a bit until you can feel it come through.
But it's the entire car. Oh, hang on.
There it goes.
Dude, it went.
Yes,
It went.
awesome.
Did you feel that?
Yep.
Dude,
Put that around the
amazing.
tip of it.
So good.
Screw that on. It might need
And
some
put the
juice.
nut.
I stuck some, put some juice on it in advance.
There you go. That's nutted, dude.
Is that on?
Yeah, I nutted. Yep, done.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. Well done.
Good job.
How good is this? We are officially a car/ute truck thing again. This is awesome.
Can I just tell you a few things about how this is mounted? This speaks to Alan's cleverness. There's like 10 mil of clearance to the firewall, and that's good because when you put an engine like this and you want as far back as you can to keep the center of gravity back, you want it low and back, which is why Subarus are good, but we're not talking about Subarus today. Anyway, there's just enough room here. Turbo clearance is not great, but that's partly because this is a manifold that just came with the engine. Maybe if you were building it from scratch, you would put the turbo maybe a little bit further that way, but there's also stuff here too. There's like brake master cylinder and other things. Also keep in mind the turbo ends up out here, then you're in the way of this, and then you've got to get a filter on it, and that's over here, and then you need a battery, so we'll probably move the battery, but there's a lot of things that end up sort of needing room. So you're essentially going back to the drawing board of this car and trying again, but it looks excellent, it fits perfectly, and all that was done without the cab even here.
Can I show you something
Isn't that incredible?
Dude, do you want to see something amazing?
Yeah, show me.
Okay, go through the driver's side window. Watch your arm for a second now.
Oh, no way. Are you for reals?
Look at this.
Is that for real? Without even looking, dude.
Look at that. That is absolutely incredible.
Are you so impressed by that?
Look at him.
He's just like, what? I just
Look
did
at
it.
him.
I just did it. It's not
What
a
an
big
absolute
deal.
weapon.
Not a big deal.
He's
Done
got
it
a
once
very
before.
interesting aroma around him today.
Well,
Have
that
you
does
noticed?
happen. Yeah, you know. It's just the smell of fortitude.
It's the smell of success.
It is the
isn't
smell
it?
of success.
It's the smell of success.
This is
in
like.
the foundry of his brain.
But look, there was a mark on the chassis thing that you painted over even, and that was the only reference point that we had to fit that.
I wasn't trying to make it harder. It was test. Yeah, it was the test.
There's 4 more bolts inside the cab and then it's done, which means I can turn my attention to the interior. Now, while the car's only done 100,000 kilometres, it has been on the road for 45 years, so the interior does need a freshen up. I actually really like the 70s colours and have no plans on modernising the interior, but a proper clean and a few simple tweaks will make this a much nicer place to be.
We've got some free sunscreen.
What?
We've got a free tennis ball. But best of all, amongst all the hair, we've got a 3rd place and a 2nd place for best motorcycle,
That's awesome.
which is pretty good.
That's great.
Al, I'm gonna give you those because you like riding motorcycles, and a guitar pick. Do you remember the time Martin Keith Urban gave you his guitar pick?
He gave me some of the first ones. They're now out. You can get them. They're like available.
Really?
But yeah, I got them like years ago.
But if you go buy them, you don't get them from Keith Urban. When he comes to visit us in our actual studio, plays the banjo, then gives you his actual
Yeah,
pick.
that was sick. And it's got like a rough bit on there, so you can play it normal, or you can flip it that way, 90 degrees, and it's like
full rough.
got like the mad roughness.
That's great. Martin, do you want the lube or the ball?
Probably the ball.
Okay. Well, they actually go together, and you can work out what you do with them. Oh.
Righto. Go the full.
So at this point, we can start talking about wiring strategy. Dave, now that the cab is back on, we can kind of start to get a bit of a lay of the land. Obviously, as we spoke about before, we want to try and keep as much mess out of here as possible. What are you thinking?
Thanks, Crip. I haven't actually looked inside this car yet because the inside of this car was over there.
Yes.
So now that the inside is here, I will figure out. I will figure out where we can make a hole that's not that or that or that. Oh no, we need that one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not that, so we don't have to bring the loom all the way across because
Yep.
I think that'll just look ugly. So.
Because we need to get from basically footwell in here to
Yeah.
here, but along the outside.
There is heaps of space down there
Yep.
where we could bring the loom out, which is not the floor, hopefully, not
Yep.
the tunnel, hopefully, but somewhere in the middle.
And
that we
along
can
the
bring,
chassis?
That we can bring the loom out like here,
Yeah.
maybe, and then bring it up, and then across. A couple of things there. Battery's going to be the tricky one. Where's the starter motor? Is it there?
It's on that side.
It's on that side. Yeah, well, that's cool. That's easy. So
battery
we have to
is
do
going
battery
be
cable as well.
lithium and small.
In the
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, cool.
We haven't worked that out.
That's okay. We'll figure that out.
What do you reckon, Al?
In the glove box. There's a little tray under there.
Is there really?
There's a sunglasses tray thing. It'll go in there.
And where does one put their sunglasses?
On their head.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I know. Yes, there we go.
That's great. Wow, that's small. See, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that it's like if it was a car that had a boot, I would send it down there. But being this doesn't have any of that and it just has that, if it can't be hidden away there, then I don't know. You mean put the battery in the battery tray?
Crazy. Crazy ideas.
Hey, everyone, settle.
You can lay these things down, can't you?
We got a lay flat one as well.
Oh, right. Oh, so you can have it flat.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
It's a bit lazy though.
It's lying down. Laying down on
Does
the
it
job.
fit?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that small, it can go behind a seat. So when do we need to make that decision? Later.
Later.
Okay,
Doesn't
great.
have to be now. No.
Cool.
No.
All right, is there anything else you need to see for now then? Because I'm about to pull the interior out. So that might actually help you, right? Because
Yeah, it
you'll be
could.
able to see
It
what's
could.
going on in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Then I'm going to pull the cluster out so we can put our little Haltech converter Wazoo on the doodle.
Does that go on the gearbox? Not up there, down there.
Yep. It's got a
down there. Yeah.
proper.
Nice.
It's a Toyota speed sensor.
Yep. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. The wiring looks easier than the dump pipe.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anything else you need to know or
I was
discuss at this point?
about to volunteer to teach Dave how to make dump pipes. He's very, very keen on it.
There's not much room, right? Like at all.
I think we'll squeeze it in.
I like that.
But no, there's no room.
There's no room. It's impossible, but we'll do it.
Yeah. We'll make it work.
Sweet. Okay. So what's next for you then, Al, now?
I might just have a little go at doing something dump pipey just while everything's not here.
Yep.
And then we'll just continue putting things back together after that.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. All right.
Yep,
Thanks,
I'm
Dave.
gonna scope that out because there is quite a lot of room down here actually. I just don't know what's there in the car. So we'll
Yeah,
have a
we
look.
don't either, but we are about to find
We'll
out.
have a look.
Great. Okay, cool.
There's not a lot in this car at all.
No,
It's pretty
no.
good.
So we'll get the hole saw and
Yeah, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's cut it up.
While Dave's investigating the wiring, I'm going to strip out the interior and give it all a proper clean. When working on some of our classic cars, we've replaced the carpet entirely, but in this case, it's not actually in bad condition. It just needs a proper clean. So I'm starting with a quick vacuum, then I'm using the Ryobi power scrubber with some carpet cleaner. After that, I'll be using the brushless spot cleaner, which is also powered by battery, which makes it easy to use and versatile without there being cables getting in the way. Then I'm finishing off with some compressed air to blast out anything that's deep in the grain and also give it a head start drying.
Does that remind you of anything? Because to me, that does not look too dissimilar to what recently came out of Marty's Subaru. Look at it. Is it 45-year-old Hilux floor mat? Or is that WRX straight out of the sump? That's foul. Oh, see the chunky bit fall out? What is that? Oh, that's foul. So hairy, stinky and wet.
There really isn't that much to this interior at all. Keeping in mind that this was a work truck back in the day, it's got 2 seats, 2 door cards, and 2 pieces of carpet. That is it. But while it was a basic and economical vehicle back in the day, I've got a really simple and quick idea that's going to make this cabin experience feel a bit more premium.
So this here is the door trim coming off. I was pretty excited to see what kind of stereo system I might have, but as you can see, absolutely nothing. Clearly this has come on and off over the years a couple of times, and someone's got a really basic little fix here, which is just some cardboard and some gaff tape to hold these clips on. So obviously the idea is that that has to clip on, but it's all torn away. So they've just made a little mod so that those clips can go in like that, which is actually quite clever. So the plan is now to try and make this car an enjoyable driving experience, is to clean up the doors and do a bunch of sound deadening. So the plan is inside the doors, floors, tunnel, there's a little bit of factory stuff there behind, but instead of this sounding like a drum, you can hear some rattles in there as well. So not many, but the idea is to try and find out where those rattles are coming from, tape them down if we can, and then also just get rid of that resonance. It won't take long. It's a fairly quick and easy thing to do, considering that the car has no interior anyway. If it's going to be done, now is the time. Of course, my mate Ian is back here helping me, which is great. So it's just a couple of gentlemen trying to stay warm in a 2-cab Hilux, isn't it?
When you're restoring an old car, one of the best upgrades you can do, and one that nobody will even see, is sound deadening to get rid of this. These old cars are basically sardine cans on wheels, but instead of fish crammed inside, it's me and Marty. These old cars are made out of thin metal with almost no insulation, which means road noise is like VTEC. It gets louder and more annoying the faster you go. Just listen to how much better this door sounds now it's got sound deadening. That is a massive improvement, so I'm going to continue on the interior. Meanwhile, Al is in his happy place with a welder and a grinder and some metal getting to work on our turbo dump pipe.
It's been another massive day on our mad turbo Toyota Hilux sleeper. What happened? Well, the cab went back on, the engine went in, the fitment with sheer bellissimo perfection.
Isn't it?
Thanks to our friend, mentor, and just certified icon, Alan.
Yeah.
A man of
almost
many,
like
many words.
Spent a lifetime fitting engines that aren't supposed to be in cars into cars successfully, and they work and they keep working. The fitment is freaking phenomenal. We also got the fuel tank sorted, which was very, very cool, so now we can begin the fuel system. Dave was here to measure up mostly today to get some wiring stuff ready and happening. Got to get wire into that fuel tank, and then you strip the inside.
Yeah, inside's coming out. It wasn't as bad as I thought for a car that old, and it keeps coming back to this. it's only done 100,000 Ks. Now, sometimes you've got a car, you know, you might have a modern car that's made in the last 5 years. It may have done more Ks than that. Because of that, the actual condition of the carpets and stuff in there, it's not that bad. I mean, that to me does not look 45 years old. Like, it's a bit brown, like call the colour whatever you want, but I'm actually really impressed with the condition that that's in. I haven't started cleaning up the seats yet, but that is something that we'll get to. I've just started doing the sound deadener in the doors. Martin, if you give your door a little rap with your fingers. Wow. That's what I'm talking about, making it a nice experience. When we first spoke about doing this car, it was like, let's just make some drift pig. And then we went, the amount of effort that's required, let's make it nice. Speaking of nice, Alan.
Let's see it.
Here's the thing. Packaging consideration with the turbo sitting there, there's no way anyone could actually make a dump pipe to fit in there.
No.
Alan, see if you can Cinderella slipper that foot that is the turbocharger. See if you can actually get it in there.
It's more of a corkscrew arrangement.
Yep.
Oh, look at that guy.
Did you have a good day, Al?
Yeah, good. Great success.
Great success. I like that you weren't that fazed by the manifold, because I think a lot of people now would just make a new manifold or like just give up. And you went, no, I'll make it work. And you have. It's close, but a miss is as good as a mile. Is that what they say? Something like that?
It sounds like something. Dude, that is
Except
absolutely
he
incredible.
did say, he goes, and then Martin will do heat shielding. It's like, thanks.
Oh, right, okay. So,
Awesome.
there it is.
Look at that.
Fantastic. Like we've said a couple of times, what you are seeing in each of these episodes is legitimately what is happening in a day. Sometimes you get more done, sometimes you get less done, but what we did today is what you saw.
I've also
Really hope you
run
like it.
a phone battery completely down, just organising stuff.
Yes.
Just being on phone to get parts, ringing people. I spoke to Tuning Fork. Hey man, what do you do? What do you think about this particular setup? And so many moving parts, isn't there?
You know what's interesting about that? That is one of the few things that you do not see in YouTube car builds, and I gather in the past you haven't shown it either. It's just ringing people and going,
planning.
This fitting is not correct. Can you send me another one? Oh, okay, I'll get in the car and come and get it.
We had two fittings the same, where the internal diameter is just like 3 mil different. But they're the same fitting. But if you'd put it in, you would restrict your fuel flow. You'd never know why.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you get them out of the packet and they're just different.
Yeah. So there is a lot of that going on, and Marty has been doing heaps of that, so very much appreciate that. Thanks everyone for coming down. That is another day on it. We are back onto this car when? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I realise I'm like the water boy in this one, aren't I? Like running out the Gatorade.
Yes. Well, and doing everything else
Yeah, I
you're
did
doing
some
as
stuff
well. So tomorrow, plan is I'm going to get into the interior. We're going to sound deaden that, clean that up, remove the cluster and the dash. I was going to do that today. We've just run out of time. Tomorrow? Are we talking radiators, front mounts?
Well, the radiator we got isn't quite the right size, so I've had to get another one. I'll return the one we got, one that's a little shorter, because this is on like a crossover, isn't it, where the Hilux after this?
Well, this is the last of this.
Exactly.
I think 78 to 82, and then I think from 83 it's different.
And because it was 40 years ago as well, sometimes the parts listings where you go, it's this particular model, and there's just this blurry crossover. So the radiator we got, I think, was for the next model.
Right.
Even though the years are roughly the same. So we just need one, which is great. So I spoke to the Phoenix guys, they're like, yep, no worries. So one that's about 50 to 75 mil shorter will fit perfectly and mount in.
Yep.
Once we've got a radiator, then we can think about thermofan, and then you'll do turbo stuff?
We'll whack the turbo in and fit the front mount and make some pipes.
Awesome. So by tomorrow afternoon, the engine bay should be populated with most of the large components. We might still be missing a few small things, but all the big stuff should be in there.
Instagram finished.
It was Instagram finished days ago.
It was.
Thanks, Alan. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming down.
Legends.
We'll leave the socials down below. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Let me give a quick shout out actually to Turbo Grogu. Can I do that?
You can.
Turbo Grogu, Alan's son, has started a channel.
Alan's son was holding a camera when we did the MX-5.
Yeah.
And he would have been
He's
like
been learning, man.
You got a picture of
7.
it.
I got a photo of him.
Yeah.
And he was like, because he came down one day when we were turboing it, he was like, can I hold the camera? And we were like, I was teaching him how to use the camera.
Yeah.
Fast forward a few years and it's like, now he's bigger than me and holding a camera.
How is that experience having your kid now kind of taking the crown, so to say?
It's awesome. Yeah. It's proper dad stuff.
Yeah.
Very
and
happy.
Taking the Toyota crown.
Not quite.
What's he working on at the moment? What's his thing?
Toyota Cresta.
Oh, close. Come on, man.
It's all the same. It's all Toyota.
All Toyota
White
stuff.
bread man.
Either the Sun or a Crown.
Anyway, we'll link some of that stuff down below. All right, there it is. That's another episode. See you next time. Bye. If you want to support the show, check out the Mighty Car Mods website. You can get this shirt, the Turbo Flow. You can get Super Garage, mightycarmods.com. See you next time. You guys want to get food?
Yep, I do. A schnitzel.
Ooh, schnitz.
A wiener one.
What's a wiener schnitzel?
And you draw a wiener on a schnitzel.